Hello and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV and to Bearded Driver Reviews. Right, we're going to take the C5X on a drive, so let's get on with it. So to start with C5X, foot on the brake and engine stop start button here. And already we have the auto wipers on because it's raining. Fans come on. And we're currently going to be driving in hybrid. Choose down to gear selected down to drive. And release the handbrake. And here we go. And the auto lights are on as well. The only noise I can hear from the car, because it's in hybrid, is just the noise of the tyres just rumbling along. One thing I really like at the moment is we've got the heads up display. It tells me it's a 20 zone and it gives me my speed. I've also got, which I find at the minute is a real bonus, because the speedometer I can't actually see unless I have to duck my head down to see into the instrument panel. You've also got a, at the minute I've got a sat nav in the instrument panel, just going along my route. And it's quite punchy for hybrid. It's up to speed already, and it's telling me if I'm breaking the speed limit. It's giving me a flashing 20 on the heads up display. So I'm just letting the car coast down the hill. It's according to the hybrid system. That's giving me some extra mileage on the battery. The road surfaces aren't great here, but C5X seems to be picking these up and not jarring the car in any way. Just to get out of that junction, just put a wee bit of power down and it instantly gives me power. Now Citroen say that you should get 37 miles on hybrid driving mode. If you're in Edinburgh, realistically look around 24-25 on hybrid. Steering's quite light, and I think you don't need for it being light. It suits the car quite well with it being a lofty type of car. You're not going to be like a speed merchant in this type of car. I mean, the brakes are very progressive. It's a nice place to be in the C5. These seats are really comfy, they hug you. I've also got the heated seats on. It's a 3-stage heated seat. So I'm currently on setting 3, it's not too hot. really pleasant on the derriere. The controls are easy to hand, so you've got, and even here, just reaching over to the stereo, you've got the physical power button here to turn the stereo on. That's easy to hand. I really do like the way that Citroen have this centred console. It separates the passenger and the driver, and it's also really nice. It's nice and low for me to have my arm sitting on. We're just driving around down on the Leaf at the minute, so it's just full of 20 mile an hour limits, and it's really effortless to drive. My only bugbear, I would say, is because the car doesn't have a rear windscreen, I'm always so tempted to put on the rear window, the rear windscreen wiper, which it doesn't have. I would prefer if Citroen had put a rear windscreen wiper on this car, because all I can see is that it's just a sort of bloody screen at the back, just with the rain. Actually getting quite scared now. There's a tram behind me, so I'm hoping that we can get along to Ocean Terminal to park up. I mean, we're currently driving in 4th gear. The gear change is effortless as well, it just changes up smoothly. You could say, as I'm driving on this tram track, that the C5X handles on rails. Is there anything I don't like about this car? Now, Citroen are trying to pitch this car into the market of executives. The sort of thing that only lets it down is the indicator and wiper stocks, I would say, is they're a mass cactus. You would have thought maybe they would have went for more plusher indicators and wiper stocks. Okay, let's do a little bit of driving in sport mode, and we're also just going to test this advanced suspension setting. It's got active suspension control. So I am deliberately going to put this car into some potholes. Oh, that was a jar there, you felt that one. We'll just go round the roundabout again. Got a pothole here. That one actually, that wasn't too bad. The slightest potholes aren't too bad. Bigger rutted ones, yeah, the drain cover would have hit a drain cover there, hardly felt it. Then we take it down another road which has got speed bumps and the road surface isn't great. Let's try. pothole on the left. Not too bad. Just driven over a speed bump, right over the centre of it. Didn't feel a thing. In the cactus you'd get a wee bit of a bump. That's me going over at 19 miles an hour. You don't even feel it. The ride's that comfortable. Just driven over a few more potholes and not even a thump or a clunk from the car. So driving the car over sort of rutted surfaces, or what we have as roads in Edinburgh, isn't too bad. One thing I'm actually finding is that the head-up display is actually displaying the wrong speed limit for the road. It's saying it's a 20 mile an hour limit here. That might need updated. Something to be wary of. If you're on familiar roads and it's, you know, the road's a 30 mile an hour and the car's telling you it's 20, then I think I'd rather believe myself. So that's just another little thought in my head there. Right, another test we're going to do is we've got full length speed bumps on a stretch of road. These are really bad if you're driving a double-decker bus or a passenger on a double-decker bus. It's also not so great on the Cactus or the Skoda. So let's compare it to see what these speed bumps are like going over in the C5X. Another thing to note on this car is that when you put your car into reverse, both your driver's mirror and your passenger mirror drop down so you can see what you're doing. So we're going to go over at 20 mile an hour, just passing a modified lay-on. Let's have it stop for every bump. Going over here at 20. Yeah, with a wee bump, but you don't get josseted. It's quite good. What we'll do is we'll just change mode. We'll put it into comfort, which just basically makes the suspension softer or the damper softer. That was a bit more. You felt that one, you sort of felt the car go. Oh! I think we'll put it back into sport, see what happens. I actually think when you hit these speed bumps, I think you're actually better being in sport. The ride's just a little bit firmer. Even when the car is in petrol mode, when it's in its ice mode, it's a very quiet engine, the PureTech 225, and I found that also with the DS4, which we reviewed a couple of years ago. It's a very quiet engine. So, what's it like to be in the back of a C5X? Well, if you're under 6 foot, then you're easily going to get in here, no problem. The roof line does curve down a bit towards the bottom, but it's a really nice comfy place to be. I've got plenty of leg room here in the car. We've got plenty of leg room. I can tuck my legs, my feet under the chair. You've also got like map pockets in the back here. You've also got a couple of USB sockets at the end of the centre console and air vents as well. You can adjust the headrests like so, and you've also got up here little courtesy lights as well, and damped handles as well. For a luxury car, this seems a bit iffy. I'm guessing it's maybe like for a dog guard or something like that, but it just feels really cheap here. It just sort of spoils the interior a wee bit. But apart from that, there's plenty of room in the back. Maybe you've got a little bit of a transmission tunnel intrusion here, but there's still enough room to seat 3 adults comfortably. So, what do I think of the Citroen C5X? I think it's a car, if you really like your sort of wafty cars, then this is the car that you would buy. If you reminisce of Citroens of old, like the DS, the BX, the XM, the C6, then this will be very familiar to you. It wafts, it rides perfectly, and it's a well laid out car. What I like about the car is that you're separated from the passenger, with a huge centre console here, and there is plenty of room for a driver. I like the automatic gearbox selector. It's so easy to use. My only pet hate is you can't select park. You have to put it into neutral, then switch the engine off, and it'll go into park. I really like the comfy seats in this car as well. They are really hugging, and I think it's called active cushion or comfort design, that Citroen call it. But they are really comfy, and your controls are all at your fingertips as well. I also like the fact that you get physical heater controls to control the HVAC. You can control it on the touch screen, but I prefer the sort of manual controls. I find the touch screen to be a wee bit laggy, so that's one of my hates. And I'm going to say, as a Citroen owner, that is quite common. The touch screen of my C4 Cactus is the same. It can be a bit laggy. It's a really well put together car. There is a couple of things that sort of cheapen the ride a bit and cheapen the look of it. These indicator stalks and wiper stalks. Typical Stellantis product. You'll find them in Astras, you'll find them on Citroens, Peugeots. I would have thought maybe it would have been a more luxurious model, they might have changed the stocks. As I mentioned in the back, over to my right here, that little square, I find that's a bit cheap. And I don't think, there's nothing really behind it. I think it's like if you have a dog guard or something like that. I found that to be quite cheap in the car. Because I think this model is about £40,000. I liked the way it drove as well. Citroen call it active comfort suspension. And I like the way it drove it. If you hit a pothole, it sort of glides over it. If you hit a speed bump, or you go right over the top of a speed bump, you don't actually feel as if you've gone over it. It feels very relaxing. Hit it the wrong way and you do get a bit of jar from the car. But aside from that, it's a very pleasant car to drive. Doesn't feel like you're driving a big car. It does feel as if you're driving something a little bit smaller, because this is probably Citroen compare this against like Audis and BMWs and Merc S classes. It doesn't feel a big car to drive. You don't feel as if you sit up higher as well. You don't. You do. It does say you sit about 10, a wee bit higher, 10 centimeters higher maybe than normal. That we got to a normal car, but it doesn't feel like that at all. So, would I add this Citroen onto my dream list of cars to drive or to own at one point? I think the answer is a definite yes. This is a Citroen I'd really like to add to my dream drive. Anyway, I'd just like to thank you for watching this 800 subscriber special. Don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and we'll be back with bearded driver reviews in due course. Who knows what we'll be driving next? But for a moment, don't forget to like and subscribe.